Welcome, and thank you for joining us for a small performance of Ballet Idaho hosted by the Boise Public Library. My name is Alana Love, and I'm the Marketing Director of Ballet Idaho. Both Ballet Idaho and the Boise Public Library believe in sharing ideas and stories with our community and making art accessible to everyone. So we are pleased to present a performance of For Pixie, choreographed by Daniel Rowe and set to the breathtaking music of Nina Simone. This intimate duet features principal dancer Adrienne Kerr, who you may have seen on our stage as the Black Swan or Cinderella, as well as company dancer Justin Hughes, who is often Adrienne's princely counterpart. If you enjoy this performance, you still have the chance to see more Ballet Idaho on your screen until the end of May, so go to balletidaho.org to learn more. But for now, let us take you behind the scenes of For Pixie and then get lost in the magic of dance together.
Pixie is very personal, and I always kind of envisioned it as a film. I thought it would lend itself really beautifully to film, and so I'm very excited and happy that it's going to be shown in this light. For Pixie was the first piece I ever choreographed, and it came about because I was given the opportunity to try my hand at choreography, and I wanted to start by creating a duet for two dancers that I respected immensely, and I wanted to explore movement that I had come to understand and know as a dancer. And I was listening to a whole lot of Nina Simone music. One piece in particular, Wild is the Wind, just resonated with me. Just this story there that was just so vivid to me, and I was reminded immediately of my grandparents' relationship, and they had an unconventional one. They couldn't live with each other but couldn't live away from each other. They lived next door to each other. My grandmother in particular was fiercely independent. She was ahead of her time, I guess, and a huge, a big part of my life and very inspiring to me. And so I wanted to create a duet that was inspired by their relationship. I made it in two halves. So I created the first half, and I thought that would be the end, and then ended up building upon it. The second act is more from my grandfather's perspective after my grandmother passed away, just trying to hold on to her and all the good parts, and she's somewhat of a ghost or distant from him.
To see a strong relationship that's portrayed in Pixie, to see a longing for touch, a love for one another, their, human needs and wants and desires, and it's very relatable.
I think this was special to me because Brett and I had both retired at the point when Danny created this duet, and it kind of reinvigorated my joy for dancing. It was collaborative effort in the creation, so it felt very personal, it felt very me.
It was originally created on myself and Laura O'Malley, and I find it a great privilege to pass on a work that has meant quite a lot. Sharing that experience to another dancer and to see how they approach the work is really rewarding.
For Pixie is a piece that has been performed by a few different companies and dancers, and each time it's performed, it's very important to me that those dancers feel like the piece is theirs and that it ends up being their story.
I mean, it can be very intimidating when somebody who might have been an original cast teaches you a role, and as a dancer, you might feel you have to do it exactly as they did. That's not what I feel my job is as to set this work, but it's to transfer over the ideas that Danny put forth from the creation process, and also to help the dancer who I'm working with find their understanding of it with that sort of guidance. There's sort of this storyline and character development that needs to happen, and there's a lot of emotion that's filled in that. I think it's been interesting to not always rely on the expression in the face, but how do we bring that emotion and really transfer it through physically in our bodies?
I wanted dancers that would fully commit and allow themselves to kind of surrender to the story. Adrian and Justin will be performing for Pixie for this film, and it's now their story. Their quality of movement, it has them.
Pixie was such a visceral experience for me. I loved Danny's choreography to begin with, and Pixie was her first work that she'd ever choreographed, so there was a personal connection there for me.
Pixie was a lot of fun, and that was a hard piece to run all the way through. It was complicated, but we weren't expecting it to be so stamina intensive. That was the first time I've ever filmed a dance like that.
The filming process was one of the most collaborative and beautiful experiences that I've ever been a part of. Everybody was just so dedicated to being able to get the best shot. And I mean, between Tyler running back and forth with us with a camera strapped to his chest and Danny shouting directions, okay, they're gonna go upstage, they're gonna move to the right. It was such a collaborative and really beautiful moment.
I hope that people feel inspired to support live performance. It's amazing that it's able to continue here in Boise. It's not able to in a lot of the rest of the country.
No matter what kind of art we're involved in right now, it's really hard to get that done the way that we're used to doing it. Pixie was a perfect example of being able to just bring everybody, all the minds that we could together to create a really beautiful piece.
Love me, love me, love me, say you do. Let me fly away with you, for my love is like the wind, and wild as the wind. Give me more than one satisfy this hungriness. Let the wind blow through your heart, for wild is a wind. To me, all things to me. Don't you know your life itself? Like a leaf clings to a tree, oh my darling, cling to me, for we're creatures of the wind. Wind, so wild is a wind. You touch me, I hear the sound of mandolin. Kiss me, and with your kiss my life begins. Daddy, you spring to me, all things to me. Don't you know your life itself? Like a leaf clings to